Bulbul is saying the TLP in Pakistan is carrying out violence to demand the expulsion of the French ambassador. The government is considering their demands. What do you think will be the consequences? So this has been happening, for a while now. I mean, this is not recent. It's the government has taken what they want to do. They want to expel the French, and demanding the expulsion of the French ambassador, and they've brought it up. As a legitimate point of debate in Parliament. Because a lot of people agree with it. A lot of people are really upset, including the prime minister, really upset about the French and Emmanuel Macron, especially talking about, how Muslims, Islam is not immune to criticism and all that stuff. What do we think will be the consequences? I don't know. Break ties with France. It's not really going to matter that much because Pakistan kind of does this stuff all the time. It's a borderline failed state. I don't really think France is going to lose a whole lot from it either. But there is one sort of double standard here, is that Pakistan is very, very good friends with China, and China is actually carrying out a genocide against the Uyghur Muslims there. They've got them in underground concentration camps. They're doing terrible things. We've done several episodes on this. But they refuse to accept that there's a genocide happening. And Imran Khan just very openly says, no, I believe China's side of the story. So they have this, someone saying a couple of things here and there. They call them Islamophobic, and they want to expel the ambassador. And then you have this country that's actually carrying out a genocide against Muslims, and they don't care. So that hypocrisy, I think, is very, very apparent to everybody.
Okay, so Ali, the TLP in Pakistan, this is basically, I want people to know exactly what that stands for. This is something more people need to be concerned about, okay? This is the Islamic group in Pakistan, basically the Mujahideen, the Islamists, and this is a force to be reckoned with, and I just want people to, I think this is something that more people, the world needs to be a lot more concerned about than they are right now. Okay, this is not just about the French ambassador. The fact that this is something that the TLP is demanding and they are being taken seriously, it's going beyond them being taken seriously. The Pakistani army is using these Islamists as a way to intimidate the civilian government. Imran Khan, and Imran Khan has to bend the knee because he doesn't have a choice. Okay, there are three forces in Pakistan. One of them is these Islamists, and their mob, mentality, and the fact that they can stir crap up in the country. And then it's a civilian government. It's Imran Khan, and then it's the army. Okay, and the civilian government, it seems to be the weakest one. And you have the army is the only one is the only force that could hold the Islamists at bay, basically maintain their influence, right? Like not let it get out of control. But the problem is that it's not that they're against them. They actually actively use them as a way to get what they want from the civilian government. And this is extremely getting more and more messed up. It's getting extremely dangerous because the more this whole narrative of the way you get people to bend the knee is just with one narrative, is the constant recognition and submission to acceptance of Muhammad as the last prophet. Not Khatam al-Anbiya, which is basically has been the main force to attack all minorities and also to get the temperature of how much somebody is on your side, but how devoted they are to this cause and this cause alone, more and above everything else, right? And this has become a flag of like people have to wave it around constantly, like yes, the last prophet. I am submitting to the TLP. I am submitting to Islamists. Okay, and the problem with this is that the more this happens, the more these Islamists get control, the more they're going to have a relative higher power compared to all the other forces. So much so that even the army was not going to be able to maintain them because the army is mixing with them. The army is basically not only mixing with them, it seems like a lot of forces within the army is even sympathetic with them. And the more this grows, the more it's going to seem like it's possible for us to consider Pakistan, at least not, I don't want to be Arab Republic, but the idea of Pakistan becoming a failed state, I'm not saying it's probable, but the possibility of it even is becoming a bigger deal. And we're talking about a nuclear country. We're talking about a country with nuclear weapons, and this insane, as much as we complain about India, or even Iran, the level of chaos that exists within Pakistan, the level of is so worrying. Okay, we are talking about people that their main concern is Islam. Even if you look at Iran, which is a theocracy, the group of people that are in charge there, their main concern is not Islam. Their main concern is survival. Okay, the level of obsession that these TLP people have in Pakistan is, if these people take over Pakistan, a country with nuclear weapons, this is an absolute, this is Armageddon level stuff. Okay, this is like a world, like country ending. I'm not saying, again, I don't want to be hyperbolic. I'm not saying this is probable. Okay, but even if we're going from 1% to 2% or 1.5%, we're talking about consequences that the world cannot pay. This should, whatever is happening in Pakistan right now should be a major concern globally. Anyways, Ali, I don't know if you agree or disagree with any of that.
No, I'm good with all of it.
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.